allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll call.
Diane Allen.
Here.
Ray Morrissey.
Here.
Jamie Schiffer.
Here.
Joe Turner.
Here.
And Kyle Ellis.
Here.
We have a number of acknowledgements and announcements. The dog licensing is going on right now from April 1st to June 1st. And after June 1st, the $6 fee will have a $25 add-on, late fee. You can obtain these at the clerk's office, the animal shelter, or online. And for more information, you can visit the website. Also, the Exeter West Greenwich Regional School District All-Day Referendum is coming up. It's on Monday, April 13th, at 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Council chambers right here in Exeter Clerk's office at 675 10 Rhode, Exeter, Rhode Island. Also, the Exeter Fire District annual budget meeting is coming up on Wednesday, May 13th at 7 o'clock. And that's in the Exeter West Greenwich Junior Senior High Auditorium, 930 New Hill Road, West Greenwich, Rhode Island. And our financial town meeting is coming out Tuesday, June 9th, 7 o'clock. Exeter West Greenwich Junior Senior High Auditorium, 930 New Hill Road, West Greenwich, Rhode Island. And this is all a very good event also. Exeter Public Library, the annual Exeter Spring Market is going to be Saturday, May 2nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They have a wide variety of vendors and organizations. They actually have like 50, approximately 50 this year. And they will be set up outdoor on the library lawn. Support local artisans and businesses and shop for a variety of handcraft goods for Mother's Day gifts. And okay, then we go to the approval.
Diane, I'm sorry, can I make one more announcement, please?
Sure.
Our EMA director, Dory Woodman, has just wanted everyone to know there is a public, here it's not really a hearing, it's a public meeting on Tuesday the 28th to review our hazard mitigation plan. Just, the public's invited, but no requirement.
Where
Has to be in,
they have?
right here,
Right here.
10 o'clock, Tuesday the 28th.
During the day.
Excuse me, what was the meeting about, Calvin?
Hazard mitigation plan that we worked on with West Greenwich.
Okay, we'll have the approval of the agenda order. Does anyone want to move anything around?
I move to approve as presented.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then the consent agenda. Does anyone want to pull A, Reynolds Charitable Trust, B, Communications? Anyone got anything? I was gonna pull 8.
Aye.
8.
Yeah.
I had just a couple that I think should warrant just a little attention. Number three, those are several resolutions, but one of them I thought we ought to look at. Number 10 and number 13, items 1 and 2 on that. That's also a list of resolutions, just so we can look at them. It's what some other towns have done that I think with some interest to us. And 18 as well, just a discussion of 18.
Which one, number 3?
Number 3. Number 3 of number 3.
bill appropriations, anyone want to pull anything on?
You other guys have anything?
For communications?
No, yeah, no, for bill appropriations.
I don't have anything.
Nothing. Approval of minutes, does anyone need to pull anything else?
Joe was
Joe,
absent
on
on,
February 2nd. Okay,
that one needs to be removed.
okay, we'll remove this one, the second. Okay, and, we will go into the licensing board for E and F, so
No,
we don't do that.
that's only the
Only with the license, okay. Also on the agenda are the kennel licenses. Ruth Gordon, Delmira Kennels, she's doing very well. I did see her over the weekend. And she had a stent put in her heart, and so she's recovering from that. But I went in and she's standing behind the counter, not happy. Aren't you supposed to be not working? Anyway, and John Mann, Cedar Valley Lodge, Ruth Caldwell, and then Class 2 licenses, Gary and Barbara Donnelly, Susan Newell, and Kimberly White. Did everyone?
All applicants have met all requirements.
Just a quick question.
Also on the walker's license.
Excuse me, so were there more of these before? Has anybody dropped off?
Yeah, a couple.
Couple had,
Yep.
okay.
And also the Hawker's license renewal, Warren Philippi, over at Warren's Bargain Door. And has he?
Yes, he has.
And he's done. Okay.
So I can move that the consent agenda be approved as amended.
Okay, second.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we'll go back and I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of February 2nd and executive and regular meeting.
Second?
Second.
Oh,
No, that's the one.
you can stay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know I read it.
Well, we did good, Joe.
You did.
We just did what we just did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain?
Aye.
Uh,
So you need another second.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
council is.
Calvin.
Okay, vacancies. Do we have anyone for personnel board?
No, we did not.
Exeter Rural Land,
No,
Board of Tax and Assessment Review, alternate,
we did not.
Zoning Board Clerk.
We did not.
and-
That position's filled.
Yeah, maybe we should, because it is filled. Resignations, Joseph St. Lawrence, planning board member, he's been on the planning board, he's been on the zoning board. So it's with regret that I accepted his resignation. Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
And Lynn, can you write your name,
You want to post that?
Move to post.
Is there a second?
Post, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And appointments. We don't know. Elaine Rasmussen, her term is coming up. Can we write her a letter? See if she wants to
We
renew?
sent a letter
She's
today.
indicated.
She did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll move to reappoint Elaine.
Second.
I think we had Ken's recommendation as chair of the board as
Oh,
well.
then we can make who made the motion? And second?
I did.
Okay.
Jamie second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
She's great, she does a great job. She was one of the original people that started working on that library
Way back.
way back in the days when we were head library.
Pleasure.
Okay, public hearings. I'm going to make a motion to go into a public hearing for the public entertainment license application, Earl Adams applicant, to host at his address, 300 Hot House Hill Road, Exeter, Rhode Island, the Rhode Island National Guard Speed Fest Airborne Soldier Competition, Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Rain date, Sunday, August 2nd, 2026, 7 a.m. to sunset. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. No one's ever been to that, it really ought to go. It's amazing, it's so much fun to watch, and they do amazing things coming down. Last year, one of them, the parachutes failed, and they grabbed together, and they came down, and he had a second thing, and it went up. So, Earl, did you want to speak to this? Oh. Oh, I didn't call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
We open the public hearing. Okay, now.
This year, like the last several years, we are hosting the Air National Guard for the International Parachute Contest. It is paratroopers from around the world come to visit, from countries, friendly countries from around the world, as far as Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Argentina. It's a great event, and it helps support our military. It is the longest running parachute competition in the world. It's only military personnel, and most every state in the country also sends a team to compete. So it's a one-day event. There's a couple of practice days prior to familiarize themselves with the area, and the military will have soldiers there talking to the crowd that's there. It's free to anybody to attend, and it's a good time. I know all of you are invited. I think many of you have attended in the past. We've had some Exeter people that have actually competed in it over the years. So I'm here to answer any questions. And
Any questions?
No, Earl, and I just think the public needs to know that it's the National Guard that sponsors this.
That's
is that
correct.
right? And they're the ones that reach out to all over the world, you said? Or-
yes, there's a website called leapfest.com. They open it up to friendly countries to send in an application. They'll allow every country to send in one team, plus ours. If there are excess spots at the end, they'll allow countries to send in a second team if they want to compete. And the Rhode Island Rhode Island Army National Guard, not the Air National Guard, the Rhode Island Army National Guard that has been holding this. I think this is the 42nd year. Not consecutive. They missed a few years during COVID, but it's been in Exeter for quite a few years.
Any other questions?
Well, thank you for hosting it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I think it's great. We don't have an air show anymore, and they need a big area to land. They practice on simulators so that they can pinpoint it in. They bring all their own personnel to take care of anybody that gets hurt, so they're not using any town personnel, any town services. If an air member gets injured in any way, they'll bring in the Black Hawk helicopter, pick them up and bring them for medical attention and keep going. So we don't rely on any services for the town except, and the traffic is very, very minimal. We park them in the middle of our hayfield, and it's free. The kids really enjoy it.
It's nice seeing the air show tomorrow, you know, and everything's coming out of Quonset,
Everything comes out of Quonset.
you know, what we feel. Yeah, that's great. Thank
Yep.
you, bro.
I have one thing, there's $146.90 owing in certified mailing and advertising.
Send me a email tomorrow, and I'll get a check to you tomorrow.
Sure. I'll do it.
Do you do that?
I can do that.
I don't have a pen, or else I read it on my hand. How much?
$146.90. I didn't send you anything.
146.
I didn't send you anything.
I got it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on the Earl Adams applicant to competition on Saturday, August 1st, and rain date Sunday, August 2nd. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to grant the public entertainment license application to Rhode, an applicant to host at his address, 300 High House Hill Road, Exeter, Rhode Island National Guard Beat Fest Airborne Soldier Competition, Saturday, August 1st, rain date Sunday, August 2nd. Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
With, I should have added with contained.
Subject to the-
Subject to the. Okay, next we have another public hearing, so I'll make a motion, to open the public entertainment license application to Gina Rhode, Secretary of the Exeter Grange, to hold the country music, it sounds like fun, and dancing events to Rhode Island Redneck will play. 50 attendees are estimated, no alcohol, prepackaged refreshments will be available. Entry fee is $15 per person to pay for the band and raise funds for the Grange. This is on Sunday, April 19th, 2026, from 2 to 4 p.m. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And do they have, if they pay?
They met all requirements. There is $102.20 owing in certified mailing and advertising.
And do we have anyone here to speak
Yeah.
to the Grange? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm Tom Kilday. I'm on the executive committee for the Exeter Grange. I'm a West Grange president. So I can answer any questions.
Have any questions?
I'd like to make a comment. When I was a young person, which was a long, long time ago, there was a great deal of square dancing that went on at the Grange, and many of us enjoyed it very, very much. So I know this is not a square dance, but I think the fact that you're bringing people in to move around is a great idea. Anyway, I wish you well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sounds like fun. Okay.
So classic country music, would that be like to dance with? I know modern
It's
country
closer
music
to
we dance.
square dancing than it is to some of the modern square dancing.
Are you, I'm Regina Kilday, I'm the secretary,
Yeah.
but he's running the event more so. But as secretary, I filled out the paperwork. Are you familiar with the Rhode Island Rednecks at all? So it's an old-fashioned, like Nashville style band, but it's the line dancing very much that you see like at Mishnock Barn and things like that. So it's a mix of the old and the new. There will not be a square dance caller or things like that.
I realize
But,
that.
no, right, but it is,
Line dancing.
but it is more
Getting there.
classic. We're getting in that direction, we're trying to get back to some of the Grange roots like that. And so we thought this was a nice way to start it, they had approached us about doing it, so we thought it was a nice way to start and build from there.
Well, this sounds
Nothing like
fun.
muscle memory to keep people going.
You know, well, I grew up with classic country because my mother always listened to WHIM. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
Sure.
they were classic country. Thank you.
Will there be anybody there, and not that I could take advantage of it unfortunately, but anyone who could, will there be any instructor giving people some direction?
Typically, they have a really big following of dancers, and if you've seen, like, they've come to the West Greenwich Pavilion as part of the summer series, and the people who come regularly are very supportive of helping, so there won't be formal lessons
No,
during
but
it, but they slow things down and get over in the corner and show people, and it's very
Watch me
typical of
and-
that
good,
group,
good.
of that culture and community to do
Good
that.
time, good, go people, good time.
Please do.
So what's the band consist of? Violin and guitar?
Yeah, they have the fiddle, and there's the fiddle and the there's a couple of banjos, and I'm trying to think of when I've seen them before. It's, and there's a female singer as well as a male lead singer, that take turns. They have quite a following, they've been playing up in Massachusetts, for a while, and where they were playing in Rhode Island locally, they're not playing there anymore, and so a lot of their followers had to go up to Massachusetts to see them, so they're happy to be able to play in Rhode Island as the Rhode Island Rednecks. So it's a
Beautiful.
good matchup.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time.
Anyone else have any questions? No? With that, I'll close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that we support the public entertainment license application for Regina Gilday, the secretary. Grant, yeah. To hold a country music and dance event, the Rhode Island Rednecks will play. Sunday, April 19th, from 2 to 4 p.m.
Was that a motion? Did you make
That
that
motion.
motion? I'll second it.
And also, when, upon
Yes.
the fees
Fine.
being paid.
If you can do the same links in the
You put it
email to
posted?
be sure, but I've already written down the amount, I'll put it in tonight.
It's 102.20.
I can drop it tomorrow, just here at the clerk's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you need an email?
No, actually, no, we have the 102.20, we'll be good.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we have a third public entertainment, third public hearing. So I'll make a motion to open the public hearing on the public entertainment license application of Deborah Duffin, president of the Southern New England Truck Pullers Association, to hold truck pulls with food vendors from 9 to 7 p.m. on the northern portion of the town-owned Reynolds Field located on South Road, Exeter, on Saturday, May 16th, rain date Sunday, May 17th, Saturday, June 27th, rain date June 28th, Sunday, Saturday, September 19th, rain date Sunday, September 20th, and October 24th, rain date October 26th. Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, do we have someone to speak? Oh,
I'm Debbie Duffin, president of Southern New England Truck Pullers.
Welcome. Back. Welcome back.
Thank you. We have a really good time there.
They do this every year.
We do it every year. We've done it since Exeter Old Home Days when they had rides and animals there. We've been there for a long time, and we do donations to the town, to Chestnut Hill, to the food bank and what have you. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I'd only ask if, I think, but no, only if the work that DPW's done, has that helped you, enhanced?
The work on the track itself and everything we did. We talked with Rob and stuff, and we did the work on the track, and he told us what he wanted us to leave, what he was gonna take care of and finish off and everything.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no more discussion, then I will close the public hearing.
Oh, one sec.
Oh.
It's $214.91 owing in advertising and certified.
I'll have the checkbook in the car, I can.
Okay, that'll be fine, yes, thank you.
I'll take it.
Okay,
Close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And so I'll make a motion to grant the public entertainment license application to Deborah Duffin, President Southern New England Truck Pullers Association, to hold truck pulls with food vendors from 9 to 7 p.m. on the northern portion of the town owned by Reynolds Field. And May 16th, May rain May 17th, June 27th, rain June 28th, Saturday, June 19th, rain date Sunday, September 20th, and October 24th, rain date October 24th. With, she's writing the check now, so.
How much was that amount again?
$214.91.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Just get a second.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Now we have public comment. The first person is Ted Natale.
Do you want me to come up there or can you hear me okay?
Come on up.
Come on up.
I've been tolerating all night.
Oh, that's right.
For me, all right?
Now,
iPad.
don't get me going until I stop now. I got 3 minutes, right?
Yep.
3 minutes.
Okay, so, my public comment is relevant to the last town council meeting that I was here with. And during that town council meeting, there was a motion on the floor. Now, I've been in this town for 34 years, and I've been coming to these things for 34 years. In the past, I can never remember when there was a motion on the floor that anyone was allowed to speak. Prior to that, that's fine. But when there's a motion on the floor, this thing should come to a complete end. Now, the solicitor says that somewhere in the town charter, it's there. I can't find it. I did think there might be something under the town council bylaws. It may be in there or something, but not in the charter. So anyway, my point is that during that whole thing, you had a motion on the floor, and one of the council people wanted a person from the floor to talk and use some kind of experience that she had to make it to be so she could speak. He presented his case, Diane allowed it, the solicitor said this is in the charter. Okay, now let's go forward on this whole thing. So the next time something comes up that's important to me, I have four Republicans here, I'm gonna wanna talk, right? When it's on the floor or not. So once it gets on the floor and I talk, right, I can go on for half an hour, 45 minutes. So I do this time and time and time again, okay? No, can't stop me. My Republican friends wouldn't turn on me, would you? Would you?
I hope you're half an hour, I might.
All right, so now I go on and I go on and go on. How long do you think it's gonna take for my man Asa to turn around and say, wait a minute here, Ted can put his motion on the floor, I should have a motion on the floor. So then we'll go along, and then after that happens, my man Danny in the back there, he's got something to say. It ain't right. Once that motion hits the floor, that's the end of it. You cannot bring in 34 years, and I've asked everybody in the town that I know that's been here for a long time, and they never heard of it happening. So I think if you don't do something about it, you're opening a can of worms. Because me and Asa and Danny, we're gonna have a lot to say. Thank you.
All right, 2 minutes, 12 and 11 seconds.
Put you in there.
Dave Morgan. Yeah. This is going to come a little bit out of left field, councilors, but regardless, my name is Dave Morgan. I'm with Coalition Against Bigger Trucks. It's a national, nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. It's solely dedicated to this narrow, technical issue about federal legislation that stands to make semi-trucks 11,000 pounds heavier than they are right now. The Rhode Island Chiefs Association, is a member of the coalition. Nationally, the entire country's law enforcement, from the chiefs, the troopers, the sheriffs, are all on board on this coalition. Many local government associations, the League of Mayors, the League of Cities, Town and Township Association, so on and so forth. It was started by law enforcement about 30 years ago. 50 years ago, the weight limit for semi-trucks, the configurations have been set at 80,000 pounds, certain lengths, and there's a corporate push in Congress led by the Shippers Coalition to make semi-trucks longer and heavier. And I like to say it's an inch wide and a mile deep, this issue. It's not something that comes to people's attention. It's a very niche issue, but the consequences are certainly large enough to build this entire coalition around. Precisely, the weight limit is 80,000 pounds. They want to make that 91,000 pounds. So every time you guys have seen a capital project with a road or a bridge with a certain lifespan attached to that bridge, that calculation is made with 80,000-pound trucks in mind. Every intersection in the town of Exeter is designed with a certain length of a semi-truck in mind, the curbs and so on, and usually they only have inches to spare if they're really skilled. So these proposals have been being pushed for 30 years. 10 years ago, Congress said, all right, we've been hearing about this push for bigger and heavier semi-trucks, let's have the Department of Transportation study it. They did a 3-year study. None of the findings were very surprising. They crash more often, they take longer to stop, the crashes are more severe, the damage to the roadways is exponentially higher the more weight that you add onto them. So their ultimate conclusion was don't increase the size and weight of semi-trucks. In Rhode Island, you have the 5th highest rate of fair or poor rated bridges in the country. The infrastructure in Rhode Island, like many places in the country, is not in a great position to add even more weight. If you have one fully loaded 18-wheeler, it does more damage to your road, the 1 mile of road, than 10,000 passenger vehicles going across it. So commercial vehicles are really the lion's share of the damage to the roadways. My big ask, and I've been presenting to a couple different towns, councilors throughout Rhode Island today, and will be this week, Westerly, Warwick, Charlestown, Kingston was today, there'll be more to come, so on and so forth. I'm going to be meeting with the majority and the minority leaders in the state legislature later this week to talk about this issue. My big ask is to consider passing a resolution or a letter, sending it to the delegation, basically saying, hey, we just learned about this issue. The top lines seem concerning. Here's what it would do for Exeter or to Exeter. Consider that, and when it comes across your desk, and that's basically the whole message. I can send to the clerk, the template resolution I've been sending to other towns to consider, and that's basically the whole pitch. There's some more information there, the letter from the Police Chiefs Association, some white papers on the issue, and more details about the study and so on and so forth. I'll send a digital version if you guys want to review it.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, appreciate it.
Asa Davis.
Asa Davis, 146 Mutual Hill Trail. First, I'm on record as opposing commercial operations in residential zones for public safety reasons. Back when this got changed a couple of years ago. But last council meeting on the emergency ordinance stopping commercial uses in residential zones, when I said you need to activate the town emergency system, Ken Sylvia said something about how per section 411, it's not that kind of emergency. He got that wrong. Per our charter and ordinances, yes it is. There is no other kind. I think you're going to hear a lot more about GSM errors in future months, but we'll cross that flood when we come to it. Per ordinance 2-276, Chief Executive Official, Powers and Duties. As the Chief Executive Official, the Town Council President shall have the ultimate responsibility for direction and control of activities related to emergencies, blah, 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 including but not limited to the authority to declare a state of emergency in the town. If the Town Council President, not the council, hasn't declared a state of emergency in the town, it doesn't exist. That's you, Diane. And that's the first step. Once that is done, then the emergency machinery can swing into gear and the council can consider and pass emergency ordinances. To my knowledge, that hasn't happened. If there is no state of emergency, there's no justification for emergency ordinances. If there's no public emergency, there's no need for a public emergency moratorium. Diane, I think I heard you say at the meeting that you didn't think this was an emergency. If you don't think it's an emergency and you didn't declare one, then there isn't one. I didn't hear you change your mind on that, and I think you voted no on the item. If you didn't issue a state of emergency declaration, there isn't one. I haven't read the ordinances passed. I'm sorry, you may not have gotten good legal advice on that. I don't know who this was aimed at, although I just might recently have learned, but it doesn't really matter. Whoever it is, if you're passing emergency moratoriums without a proper emergency declaration, you're giving them pretty solid reasons to beat it in court. Cooler heads should prevail on this. There are ways to change ordinances, but it involves a public hearing process. It's slower, but this is not the way to do it. Thank you.
Next, Greg Allen.
Yes, forgive me, I can't really stand well, I'm due for a knee surgery. So I'd like to sit if I may.
Yeah. Good. Go right ahead, sir.
All right. For a long time, this town has been under an assault on their civil liberties, and by them I mean perhaps our zoning ordinances. And it's been going on, and there are a group of people, and I believe that have an elitist, selfish program to try to change everyone else in the town to live the way they do. There's gotta be a middle road somewhere and common sense in this. Number one, you have what they call a moratorium, which is a prelude to doing away with all commercial activities in this town. That's my belief. And as proof of it, I'm looking at a memorandum someone showed me, and has to do with somebody had directed the planner to come up with ideas, some of which are ridiculous. One, if your son or your neighbor burns firewood, he's not even able to pick up the wood on the side of the road that the electric company left there to bring it home and cut it up and split it. Now, there's no common sense in this. I want this council, shame on you if you intend to follow through with ridiculous things like this. Second of all, there's obviously a lot of planning involved and a lot of legal work. I'm assuming, and it has been alleged to me, that Ken Silva and/or his partner, representing the planning board, has put in a lot of work in doing this. I want to know if they've been paid and who had the right to direct them to do such a thing. I don't believe it's a legal deal. I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you understand that there could be a whirlwind of dissent in this town if this continues. I address the council in the hopes that common sense will prevail. If you got a problem with someone in a rural forest area and they own 40 acres, then perhaps adjustments can be made. It's ridiculous to have it cut and dry and wipe out everything they can put their name to they have down on these lists that should be prohibited. I can't think of another commercial use, even semi-commercial use. If you want to look at your memorandum, look at it. Somebody wants to leave things in the parking lot, we're going to pick them up. And also it says in the memorandum that it's to the council and all stakeholders. I'm a stakeholder, you're a stakeholder, and they're stakeholders. We got a right to see what's going on. Who authorized communication and collaboration between this guy, this fellow you call your town solicitor, and others in the town council who are spearheading this? Who authorized this collaboration? Nobody else would know what's going on. I'm asking for transparency and a little common sense. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, you were on here twice. Did you mean to do that twice?
You put your name twice on there.
I was going to address it in two different issues, and I rest on the second one. Thank you.
Okay, we're to new business. The new business, the first one is A, a complaint filed pursuant to Town of Exeter Charter, Section 910, forfeiture of offices for violations of the charter. One, recusal of town council member Calvin Ellis from consideration, confirmation, or dismissal of agenda item number 9A2, consideration, confirmation, or dismissal, complaint of Asa Davis, etc. I'm going to make a motion to dismiss the complaint filed pursuant to Town of Exeter Charter, Section 910, forfeiture of office for Calvin Ellis. Do I have a
I
second?
need to recuse myself from this.
Okay. Do I have a second? Anyone to dismiss?
A second for discussion.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to take a drink.
So Calvin and Olivia both, in the beginning, at the first meeting, did say that they would not appoint Jamie.
I'm sorry, but I have to stop you. This is my recusal statement here. I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll just turn my back on you so that.
You don't have to. You can
So,
stay.
Ken Silver also recused.
Ken Sylvia also refused. Anyway, he did, and so did Olivia originally, did not follow the charter, which was to appoint the next person in order, the vote, which was Jamie. And so we called a second meeting a couple of weeks later, and at that meeting, Olivia did not attend, but Calvin came, and he did vote to appoint Jamie, so he got appointed, he was the next vote. And for that reason, because he realized his mistake, I wanted to dismiss this. Any other one left to speak to it? Others than Jamie King? Okay?
Can you explain one more time? I'm trying to understand what you said. Can you
Okay.
just explain how this all went down again?
Okay, we had a meeting, and of course, people were resigning,
Yeah.
and it was getting crazy, and then we went to the next vote getter, but then Mylan said no.
Yeah.
So then we went to the next highest vote getter, and that was Jamie. And then we made a motion at the meeting to approve Jamie. And it was a 2 yes, you and I, and 2 no, Olivia, so it didn't pass. So then we called a special meeting a couple of weeks later, and at that point, Olivia did not come to that meeting. The only thing on the agenda was Jamie's appointment. And Calvin changed his vote and voted yes.
Okay, yeah.
And so then Jamie was sworn in. I mean, yeah, the next regular meeting.
So, that was a violation? You know, you just-
Yeah, the original no vote was a violation,
The original, okay.
because you're always supposed to, no matter who it is, you know, it could be Mickey Mouse, but they're the next highest voter, get it, then they are, according to the town charter, they are the next person, and should be voted in by the town.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion?
Not for me.
Huh?
Nothing for me.
Okay, all those in favor of dismissing, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay, no. All right, you can all come back. Okay, next we have State Representative Megan Cotter.
Hello, thank you, Madam President. I know you have a very long agenda tonight, so I appreciate you squeezing me in. I haven't had a chance to meet some of the new members. Obviously, I'm Megan Cotter. I've lived in Exeter for a little over, I'd say probably 12 years, so I'm also your constituent as well. I represent most of Exeter, all of Richmond, and 1 polling precinct in Hopkinton. So I'm a proud EWG mom, and I'm still warming up from the first outdoor track meet that was tonight. So, go EWG, go Knights. So there are four pieces on here that I've asked the council for support on. The first is Beach Pond. My family's been kayaking there for over the last decade. And it's becoming more and more dangerous. If you folks have been there, there's a lot of jet skiers. I don't want to say this, but they're not really from around our parts, and so they don't really practice safe boating or safe jet skiing protocol, and they've been speeding. So working with the Voluntown state rep, they passed a law in Connecticut that would allow, because it's interstate waters, kind of cool, but that allows their version of DEM to work with our version of our DEM to make protocols for Beach Pond. We need to pass a law
in order for them to be able to do that. So it would be very helpful for you all to pass a resolution, since Exeter is the only town that's really impacted by this law. So I'm seeking a resolution in favor of that.
Did you give us a resolution?
Yeah, it was in the, there was
Yeah,
about,
I thought,
yeah.
a couple you gave us already. Everyone read that? I can't find it. It's in here somewhere.
It's from Connecticut.
Yeah, I did. Did you see that one? I'd like to, can we
Exeterize it.
exercise it?
Yeah, they placed it on the May agenda.
And put it on the agenda.
Do you want me to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. The second ask is, the bill is being heard this week, so it actually works out really well. Working with Chief Gavitt, one of his big concerns is that when we send an ambulance into state property, we are not reimbursed. When Cranston sends an ambulance to the ACI, for example, state property, they do get reimbursed, not 100%. I'm asking for 75% to settle on 25% when, during the horse trading process. But it would be really helpful for a resolution from you to support that bill. If we can get 25%, that's a step in the right direction. We can seek more in the next legislative year, but I think 25%, I would be happy to settle on that. Currently, we're not getting any reimbursement, which is completely unfair. So just looking for some parity to what Cranston gets.
Okay, I don't think we had a resolution for that.
That one, no. I can write one though and send it to you if that's helpful.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then we can put that on the agenda for next month.
Can I just ask a question before maybe continue? Someone just pointed out to me today that the Zinnia, former, what is it called?
Phoenix House?
What's that?
The Phoenix House?
Yeah, Phoenix House, that when rescue goes there, or anyone else, we don't get reimbursed for that either. I wonder if that's because it's private, now it's privately owned, but, I'm just curious, do you know anything about that?
Sounds like, it looks like someone does.
Well, I can see that, yeah.
Oh, this has been it's Dan Patterson, I'm the former town council, and this caught my eye when you did this.
Hey, speak up.
For over 7 years, we put in legislation up there for pilot money, because 28% of this town is owned by the state. I keep getting this. House Finance, Representative Abney, they love it. You get over to the Senate, to Palmer, those meetings last 2 minutes with him. Now, the $50 million facility over here that they're almost ready to open at the Ladd Center. Myself and Bill Dean Pasquale went back and forth in over half a dozen meetings, specifically looking for some money earmarked completely for the ambulance service next door to pay for ambulances. A lot of broken promises. I go to the groundbreaking, governor's telling me, don't worry, I'm gonna get you that money. Crickets. So, good luck.
Thank you. I do think we're in the way I'm positioning this is that we're just asking for what Cranston gets, especially with that 16-bed facility that really is probably going to be more like 32 beds because the size of the building. I'll be shocked if it's only 16 girls. Right, 16 girls, that seems a little probably not accurate. So I've spent some time talking to the Cranston City Council about what they're reimbursed, and we will not be anywhere near what they have to pay out.
Millions.
They also probably send ambulances a lot more into the ACI than we probably do, which is fine, which is actually works out in our favor because we're really not asking for, it's parity. That's how I'm viewing it as and how I'm
The
spinning
last
it.
time we put it in, when it worked out, it was roughly, I can't remember the amount you were entitled to under pilot, but it worked out, they owed us about $370,000 a year. And like I said, House Finance was fantastic, they're on my side. I get over there and it falls apart.
I'm gonna bypass that and beg the speaker for the money.
There has to be, is there a Senate bill, a companion bill? No, you're gonna try and get it put in the budget.
I'm gonna try to get it put in the budget, and the resolution, I'm hoping that Senator Morgan will see
The other
it.
one you can talk to on this was, I was working with Julie Casimiro on this reimbursement too. And the thing is, the money wasn't going to the town, I wanted to put in a restricted account to pay for ambulances, because they're up to like 300 grand for an ambulance now. So if they can get 50, 60, 70 grand a year, every 5 to 7 years, they need a new ambulance. And as far as Phoenix House, at one point, I don't know what it is now, their rescue calls were so bad, about 7 or 8 years ago, the rescue told them to get their own ambulance service. They couldn't keep up, so.
Okay.
You've got my number.
Megan, you're gonna send me that resolution.
Yes, I will, absolutely.
And then we can put that on next month. And the next one?
So the next one is, this is the third year I've been putting this bill in, but never had as much traction as I have this year. So this is an incentive for regionalization throughout the state. We're hitting a really interesting population point with our schools. Almost every school district in the state of Rhode Island is seeing declining enrollment, including Exeter, West Greenwich. We've lost about 644 kids in the last 20 years. There's a combination of why that's happening. You know, fewer people are having children, affordability for housing, blah, blah, blah. You know, we could go through all the list, but Narragansett's gonna be forced to look at regionalization very, very soon because their population is hitting below state level. Once they hit a certain level, the state and state law, they have to be triggered to look at what regionalization would look like. So is South Kingstown. So I have a bonus bill that would be 6% for all regional schools that are already regionalized, plus this incentive to make other school districts regionalized. There's a lot of traction and excitement around this year. I sent a resolution from Richmond, hoping that you also will send a resolution. I'm really excited about this, and I think if we can get more towns to be excited about it as well, maybe we can get it across the finish line this year.
Oh, I hope so.
Anything that helps, right? Get more money?
You want
They
that,
make
you want that one
promises.
Exeter?
Yeah, can we
Exeterized?
Exeterize that one?
That's the
too?
town of Richmond, so you have in here?
Yes.
Okay, that one. Okay.
And then the last one is, so I have a water bill. There's been a lot of talk about housing and bonus densities. This bill would require a capacity check and essentially for our aquifers, not allowing the bonus density to occur within reason within our aquifers. So I am not a land use lawyer, but I know a good one. So I've worked very closely with actually an Exeter resident who's very passionate about this to get this bill through. There's a resolution from the town of Charlestown in there. It's really, really important for our communities to worry about obviously water and septic. So this would essentially change the bonus densities.
Which is a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, so can we I have trouble with
Exeter.
that word. Exeter.
That's this
That
one,
one, too.
that's the one for
From
low
Charlestown.
moderate income housing protection. Second one slide.
Yeah, we did put that in the LMI. I do regret that. It should have been in housing altogether, not quite LMI, because it's not just, you know, the low to moderate income housing that we need to worry about, it's all housing. So I do regret putting it in that piece, but we can move it, that is possible.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Diane, before you go on, could I just ask Megan one question? Just could I ask Megan a question? Megan, it's come to our attention here that there are requests, and I think Elaine Morgan may have sponsored one, about reinstating some of the comprehensive permit regs, not regs, but regulation, well, sort of, you know, you must be, are you hearing anything about that? I know it's not on this agenda, but it concerns me, we keep reading about it. And I know we have 4 now that we're looking at here in town, according to La Plana.
Yeah, house,
comprehensive permits.
the permits are a problem, it's gonna be a struggle. I think, you know, moving forward, I don't think the likelihood of overturning that is possible, and that's why I decided to go the water route, because I think
Because that also has an impact.
it has this, yes, it
No
has the same
question.
exact result,
No
end result.
question. Yeah.
And I think we have to frame it differently. We're not anti-housing, we're pro-drinking water. So to frame it differently, this speaker is this is his package, is a housing package, and this is what he's been very passionate about. So it has to be framed in a different light. I don't see that happening, so that's why we have to think outside of the box to find different ways to get the same thing done.
Well, keep thinking, I'm sorry. Try to make it minority.
If we can get the water bill across the finish line, so the GA is like, the groundwater, it actually is 23% of Rhode Island, which would impact most of my district, so it's the bonus densities, that's the
I
problem.
read, it sounded like you could be on the right track.
Exactly, just kind of going a different way, unfortunately, that's,
Thanks. Appreciate your answering.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diane, thank you.
Okay, let's see, town treasurer, request to go out to bid for request for proposal for audit.
So, our contract with our current auditors expired. The last audit that we had was their last year that we had contracted for. So now it's time to go out to bid. I emailed everybody an RFP that was approved by the state. Really the only change that they're allowing is to go out, instead of 3 years, go out 5 years to actually get. And the reason for this is that cities and towns have been having a hard time getting auditors, retaining auditors. So for whatever reason, they decided to allow towns to go out for 5 years. We don't have to, even if they do get the bid, we're only obligated for 1 year. And then beyond that, we can opt out or go out to bid again. So if for some reason, you know, you're unhappy with the auditors, you're not tied in, even for the 3 years, but certainly not for the 5. But everything that you were emailed, was about 40 pages, was approved. I got the approval this week, and so we would like to be able to advertise and get an auditor for this year.
Oh, great, thank you. Okay, I will make a motion to go out to bid for auditor, audit services
For,
for
yes.
5 years.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Animal control, animal control
Yeah, D.
proposed.
This one. D.
Oh, D, Department of Public Works request to go out to bid, request for qualifications, on-call services for engineering, consulting, and planning for public works projects. I think this would have to go out, to be pushed off to the budget. I mean, if you don't have, you know, money in the budget from more employees.
Well,
Can we ask, Rob, did you ask for this?
I did, because now we have the Mount Tom Bridge that is timing out. So we, you know, there's all these different things that have popped up that, you know, we need some engineering on it. And so couldn't I just at least go out to bid and get some applicants to try to look at so we can build it into the financial town? That's what I mean, because I have nothing, I don't know what the engineering just for the stabilization of Mount Tom Bridge is gonna be, never mind the rebuild, which is definitely gonna happen. And so I'm trying to retain grant money from 3 or 4 different places. Right, so we'll, between Bill, me, and I'm with DEM, well, I'm all over the place trying to get funding for the town of Exeter, but I need to have a number, and so there I need some engineering to give me some facts, some solid numbers to actually be going at. So, there's nothing to be spending money at the moment, but I need engineering like a phone call away, not like having to wait 2 months, 3 months to get through the process. You know what I mean? I kind of want to go to something, what she's saying, what the treasurer just brought up is something, you know, whatever the Rhode Island general law is, the length of time, I want to get engineering secured. And it's not just for my department, it's for the buildings, for this ramp right here, you know, because there's codes that have to be built to make this wheelchair ramp accessible, because when you open that, there's a lot wrong with it, and we want to improve it, but we, you know, every time we have to go out to bid to get somebody to, for building engineering or planning engineering upstairs, so there's no money being spent by trying to get people to apply to offer their services to us, is my point.
Can I speak up on this? Because we talked about this in the last meeting a little bit about, especially with Dory's piece, and when I read the agenda, I noticed, you know, Dory's dam RFQ was on there. And also, I know Rob was on there, and then like even Bill had some planning, you know, just a pre-planning request. So, and like I said previously, we did have a pre-qualified list for engineers, contractors, all the people that Rob described, and there's more. So instead of what we're going through now, like with the new town hall, all the places to go up to RFP or RFQ, and then it's a 2 to 3 month process just for that, that if we could just establish the procedures and the new pre-qualified list for all these services, that it would save the town a lot of time and a lot of effort. Like Rob said, when somebody's needed, remember we used to pull right off the list. If say an engineering firm was needed to go over to a site, it was on a pre-qualified list, pick the person, and they were gone, and we can do that.
Ken, did the state ever provide such a list? Or do we have to generate it? I'm trying to remember.
We would generate it, but they have a pre-qualified list on the state, but according to our purchasing rules, we're gonna have to look at maybe amending them, that when we went to use the MPA, before Ken was here, that the MPA can be used for the state, but it can't be the sole source of the bids. We still have to go out to RFP. We should take a look at that. Since we changed the charter a little bit, maybe the charter language has to be changed again to allow a pre-qualification list with procedures on who to pick, who's the most qualified for a certain project.
As far as the going out to bid for something like this, just like we do for architects, for engineers, we do have to do a request for qualifications. So it's not like you're gonna be able to put out a bid request and have them go and look at it and give you a price for the type of work that you're looking to do. It would be generating a list of people that you're allowed to then negotiate a deal with. So it is gonna take some time to be able to set up some kind of a relationship like this, because the state law on how to hire an engineer is the exact same as it is for an architect, which we're dealing with right now as well. So it does take some time. So if you're trying to get some numbers before the budget season's up, you know, you're probably right to be looking to start.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, well, you're right, it sounds like there are two things here. We need to get something to plan when we're sitting, so we can plan for the budget, which of course is so much excess money. Look at her. Anyway.
So, you know, because I had that on here, Bill has something on here, Ken we had talked. And so maybe we're gonna combine something together, and he'll help me with the specs for this and to get it, you know, written up right. So it, you know, is all inclusive for all the departments.
And it's quite a list in the state law. They're going from positions, so we need to have our town position, for that position. Dentists, attorneys, professional engineers, architects, landscape architects, land surveyors, they can all be pre-qualified.
Yeah, when is the best way to go about this?
To just put out an RFQ, draft it up, distribute it to Rob, to the town departments and to make sure that they are comfortable with the people that are on there who are asking for, maybe include someone else that we wouldn't include. And then we'd have to take a look at our purchasing to establish the procedures, which I don't recall if we have them, on how to pick. And so we get four people that want to apply to be the town engineer on the pre-qualified list. Now, do we always have to pick the top scoring one on the qualifications? Or do we have to really be specific that this one's an expert on bridges, this one's on dams, this one's on roads, this one's on whatever? We'd have to come up, I think, and take a look at the purchasing guidelines and then also maybe amend purchasing ordinance. But they wouldn't, we'd be involved in the RFQ and the purchasing at the same time, so it wouldn't be that difficult. We're looking at the same time.
Makes sense.
But wait, can I just, to expedite the initial issues, like we've been talking about this here for 2 years, 3 years, so can't we just tell Rob to start, at least make some calls to see if he can get something?
Well, more important than this ramp, not to cut you off.
I just use that as
Mount
an
Town
example.
Bridge is gonna be Exeter's Washington Bridge before, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a problem if we don't get our arms wrapped around it.
So
And have some-
process-wise, there's a couple of options. For something like, like a ramp out here, if, to the extent that an
That
engineer is
example.
needed,
His
then-
example is
yeah.
better, excuse me.
Sure. So, right, so this process is gonna take a few months probably,
exactly.
no matter what you do, unless the council believes that this is an emergency. And then at that point, there are different regulations that can apply for purchasing when there is an emergency. And it sounds like that might be relevant here, depending on.
You're seriously using that word tonight?
Well, I apparently use it too much already, but here I am again.
Okay.
I can help you out with that emergency. So it is something that's very important. It's not great out there, but we had it retested by the state, and it's good for the moment. But
It's probably gonna take a couple months to get.
We can't sleep on it. It has to happen.
Right. Well, so soliciting qualifications and selecting an engineer who's capable of doing it is something that's gonna take a couple months, but that process can start. I mean,
That's what I'm looking to do.
So should we make a motion now to start the process?
If that's what you'd like to do, that would be
Yeah.
fine.
For the Mount Town Bridge.
Motion.
A motion,
To go out to RFQ for engineering.
motion
services.
to go out to RFQ for engineering services for the Mount Town Bridge.
What about the job specific, I mean, if that's especially in Mount Town.
Second.
Second.
You're gonna leave it for Mount Town Bridge?
Well,
Do we want to add one?
I'd like to,
Mount Town Bridge?
if I may, I'd like to have it written just like it's written here. On-call services, engineering, consulting, all of it, planning, and that kind of blankets it. And that gives us time for me to get together with Bill DiPasquale and Ken, and to make sure that it's written so it can help all areas that need it, the engineering services.
So one thing on that, so engineers get a different method of selection than like a consultant would. So depending on what we mean by consultant, the process there would be completely different. So because of that, I'm not entirely sure exactly what you're talking about needing to bring on. Like the engineering one, that would make sense, and that's easy,
Okay.
but.
So I was just going in this looking to get Mount Town Bridge. And since then, it was on the agenda and some other item was on the agenda that's similar. It was brought to my attention, maybe we should go for this thing that, excuse me, that they've had in the past, that they had a pool of people like already pre-qualified. So I was like, all right, great, but in the meantime, I can't let what I'm trying to get accomplished slow down anymore.
Sure, things like the consultant services would probably have to be set out for bid, for competitive bid, for that specific thing. So I don't think we could have an on-call list for something like that.
Could it be maybe allowed for Ken and I to work on the specific wording so it does you know, while I'm doing this, and he was looking for engineering, and so was planning, could we work on the specs together?
So is emergency management looking for engineers.
Exactly, and she wants some dam stuff, so I was like, all right, well, we'll try to put it all together. In the meantime, all Public Works was setting out to do is take care of
Well, can we
the
go
problem.
through the Mount Tom thing right now, because I feel like we should be moving forward, and that's an engineering thing for any other bridges or any other that type of thing.
Ken, anything?
And then you can work with Ken to come up
Right.
with.
It would be the same thing. Yeah,
It would be a
because like Ken said, you
separate
got to go separate, you have to go,
Separate
they're
for
different.
consultant.
Yeah, the consulting ones, I don't think
No
you could have a
consulting.
pre-qualified thing like that.
Engineers, architects, landscape architects, land surveyors, and you probably might need 2 out of the 3 anyways for that project, yeah.
Yeah, blanket.
Yeah.
It should be coupled all together for those.
So if we did go out and even if we had to post 3 RFQs, you know, 1 for each entity, it would be the same difference as going out for the Mount Tom thing. So if you say, you know, if we did an RFQ for the architectural service for the new town hall, but we did a blanket for the towns, like, we
So
could have had
just say
4, we
engineering.
could have had 4 people on the list at all times for architects.
Yeah, and then it's more effective, efficient use of
Consulting and
resources.
planning.
Yeah.
For Public Works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Projects. And that would be okay. So that way, no speaking. Put my hand down.
So I think what's gonna happen if we offer RFQ right away for the engineering services, that's a priority.
Right, that's.
Instead of just picking one, we have the option to look at all of them and put them all just
Okay.
on the list of the pre-qualified engineers.
So just,
So make them
I'll
available to
amend
the
my
body.
motion to add,
Moving from Mount Tom, Bridge.
well, engineering services for Mount Tom and other engineering services, consulting and planning for public works projects. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's on the amendment, and now a motion on the original, motion.
Did you get a
Plus
first
the
and second
amendment.
on the motion already, so we can just move the vote?
Okay, we're ready. All those in favor?
Aye.
As amended.
Thank you.
Animal control, proposed amendment to Exeter Code of Ordinances. They wanted to increase the fees, but I thought that they probably should talk to Ken and get it Exeterized the way, so it like looks the same.
Right, we had a conversation, and we have to update this, the ordinance.
Yeah, I know what, the only thing that you want to change is this one here. So, 10-173 Exeter ordinances, this doesn't have anything to do with the state, there's a ton of
That's
them.
right.
It has to go to a public hearing,
That's it?
and, because it is an ordinance, and it also affects the public, there's a fee involved.
Right.
So we'll just update that. If there's any other changes, might as well go through it and update everything. We've had a conversation. You got a list of things, right?
I thought there was more
Right.
than one thing.
And it's on my desktop still. And if you look at it, I go, where are we at with this? So, I don't know, do you have the first draft of
You have all
the changes that you had?
You have this
Okay.
pile, because it's the state, it's the
Right.
town, it's the state, they're all
Right.
different prices, different costs. So
Right.
they all have to, we have to get them all together.
Yeah, it's
What
just, and it's just
charges.
keeping up with the state. So, yeah, you just send me whatever it is. I can send you back that
The
draft.
adoption fee today, or?
No, it has to go on the agenda, it has to be a public hearing.
So we're doing a bunch of it at the same time, everything. Just like we started, but we'll actually finish it.
So, Ken,
We'll get it over
you're
with.
gonna work with them?
Yeah.
And get a draft to the council?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Dina, these are the fees that you want to revise, right? currently in
Just,
place.
no, I was just gonna do the
Right.
one tonight because it was easier, but didn't involve the state at all, it was just
No, it's
domestic republic.
public hearing.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
So for that one, unfinished business,
Unfinished, yes.
No, new business.
Oh, no,
are they ready? For new business next month?
If they send it, it's just,
Yeah.
you have to,
What?
you have to public hearing in what, 2 weeks?
Put it on.
It's not a zoning change, so it's only 1 week.
Good
Well,
one.
So
Why
it's
don't
a
we-
public hearing?
yeah, why don't we do it next, can we do it next month? We'll have the
I'm asking
figures.
why you wanna do it. Public hearing for May.
Yeah.
Can we do that in May?
Yes, we have to, with the budget, it may affect the revenue and income from the animal shelter. Right?
Well, we'll anticipate a higher figure, yeah.
Well, you can speak about it in public hearing, right?
Yeah, that's it. The agenda.
Yeah.
So it's gonna involve more
And then
than,
we can get it done.
Ken,
Huh?
it's gonna involve more than chapter 10, article 5, section 170.
Yeah, if they're gonna make additional changes, then send that along
So I'm gonna need that for
Yeah.
the public hearing.
for the posting.
Yeah.
Yeah, soon, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
soon,
It's already the 6th.
right? And I gotta send it to
But
the
it,
paper.
the section under fees, that's what you,
Yeah, but last week I had other things to change, so that's what I just
more than
said.
fees.
Just said to him, yeah.
One of these. But a lot of it's from
Well, then, we just keep throwing it at you, and throwing it
No,
at you.
it's fine.
And if it's not something
Getting
that's
it.
more complicated than we thought, then we'll let you know.
Oh,
That's all.
Okay.
Okay, we're up to F, instruct the planning board to propose zoning revisions to Route 2 and 3 in accordance with the comprehensive plan. I just thought we could move this to the planning board and let them decide what they want to do. There's a lot of stuff there, probably I have to change.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to support your idea here, to move this, Exeter's routes 2 and 3 to consideration for change in zoning. I'll move that, Diane.
Okay, do I have a second?
And
Any more
under discussion, yes, years ago, when we were reviewing the comp plan, in I think the 1990s, I seem to recall, there was a discussion where some folks didn't think that that change was a good idea, but I think years have passed, and I think comprehensive plan references it, you reference it, you live there on Route 2, or Route 2. I think it's a good thing to
Well, Route
address.
3 actually has more of a problem,
Yeah,
I think.
well, both, but you're still asking for both,
Yes.
2 and 3. So that's why I make that motion, because I think it's not a bad idea.
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor of sending that to the planning board?
Aye.
Planning department consultant comprehensive plan recommendations.
Diane, I'm the one that put that on the agenda, based on what the comp plan had recommended. If you remember, we talked about that, or Bill addressed it. So that's why I put it there, just to see if we could give Bill a heads up for him to look for a consultant. Because as you said, the process is different. I just want him to know that we support him looking for, and if he says, well, not now, then that's up to him, but that's why I placed it there.
Work it into the budget.
Well,
process.
we have to, but he obviously can't do anything unless we approve it, but I just wanted to give him a green light to begin to think about it. That's all, not to go ahead, but, recommendation, not do it, just, anyway. So I just would like, I just like to tell him to go ahead and see if he can find a consultant or whoever he thinks is appropriate to give him some
And
help.
think about the cost.
But I think he'd realize, all he has to do is talk to our treasurer, and he'll soon find out that
Well, it
it's
isn't in
prohibitive.
the budget
So we're gonna
now.
ask him to seek out consultants and how much they're gonna be?
I think that that would be appropriate, let him,
And then what, let you guys know
Is this
well,
what
sure,
his findings?
report back to us,
Well,
of
Yeah.
no,
course.
we have to go to let the taxpayers vote on it.
Okay.
It's up to the taxpayers. Okay, Department of Emergency Management.
Can we just vote on
Skip
that?
it.
then,
Oh.
yeah?
They make a motion.
I did, my motion to pass it on to Phil for him to review and get them, and we
I'll
can come
second
back
it.
to us.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, planning board memorandum, response to moratorium, commercial use in residential districts. Bill isn't here right now. So, what we want to do in that, I found quite a few problems that I saw in it, especially with some of the.
What he gave to us already,
Yeah.
I mean,
For one thing, we use 2 gourds of wood a year. And apparently we can't have a log splitter, that's what that mill thing is, sawmill. And I don't know, does anyone else split wood with an axe? I have, and it's not pleasant. And it's hard work, but I have a log splitter and it's beautiful, does it great. So there were some other things in there that I'm going, no, people should have a log splitter. So anyway, should we just discuss, I don't know if Bill wanted us to discuss it, it was just a draft, he said, anyway. Did he
but I
want
think,
us to discuss
well,
it?
again, I glanced at it, and I thought it was his response to what we had done at that special meeting that he was trying to get back to us. I have to guess.
Because there were other things.
There were other things, yeah, I
Three
wonder,
different things, basically. The other thing I wasn't sure, because I couldn't find it, was with the babysitting. You know, because a lot of grandparents need to babysit. Of course, I don't have that many grandchildren, I don't have 20 grandkids or something. I have only one in town or nearby. But I know people, you know, that have like maybe 8 grandkids, and at one point or another, you get kids at their house, babysit. So I don't know, it didn't look to me like there was anything for, like if you're a grandparent or something, you know, it looked like there was too much regulation
Well,
for
we should-
grandmama to look after her grandchildren.
but you know, I wanna look at it more closely too, but I would suggest because he's communicated to us as a result of the meeting that we had a while back, a little while ago, can we just put it on the agenda and then he ask him to come and we can
Discuss
ask
it.
him those questions that you just,
And then
by
there are a lot of
then-
things prohibited.
yeah, maybe we can look at it closely and, well, I think it's his response to the moratorium question, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
that's
wrong.
in response to the
Yeah.
moratorium,
Yeah, that,
planning board's response.
right, wasn't that what it was? Yeah, that's what we've got here. So, can we put it on the May agenda so we can bring that with us and we all ask them those
Yeah,
questions?
we can put it on the
May agenda and invite Bill.
Yes, please, to address the memorandum
agenda. Oh,
that he
Gina's here from the planning board.
gave us. Oh, Gina.
Come on up, Gina.
Hi, Gina Thurn, Chair of the Planning Board. At our last meeting, we did discuss the wood processing extensively. We made some recommendations, I'm not sure if Bill sent that back to you. As far as the childcare, that part we did not address at our last meeting, but it is on our next agenda for next Tuesday. To address that and also prohibited uses, so that we can pull together a complete package to send back to you.
Oh, that's
Some of them
good.
prohibited.
Right.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
then let's put it on May, and if you're still
Yeah.
working on it, then
Oh,
we'll,
it's a work in progress.
It's a
That's
work
all.
in progress,
Right.
and we'll hopefully have a much more complete package after next Tuesday.
good, and if you,
Just
and
like
if you
that.
need another month, but, you know, nobody's,
It's
it's just we
our
need to get,
understanding that we had 60 days under the moratorium,
well,
so
that's
we're
true,
trying to
to
push it
do
as
something,
quickly.
it doesn't mean everything
Right.
has to be addressed, but.
We're trying to
if
get
it's-
at least everything
That,
talked through and brought back to you guys as
Good.
quickly as possible.
that's good, thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
I'm glad that you, I forgot I saw Gina there, thank you, Gina. So my motion was to,
You made a motion.
yes, to ask Bill to address his, you know, his memorandum.
Invite Bill to the meeting.
And if it needs to be, you know, whatever he has
Well,
to
probably be
present.
outdated by then.
Yeah, whatever he has to present to us in May, we'd like to hear from him
Okay. I'll second
regarding his memo, what you're reviewing now.
Yes.
And
Yeah, we worked our way through part of it, we just
Good.
ran out of time the other night.
So the motion, one more time.
well,
To put.
to invite Bill to address, and Gina could come too, anybody.
Sure.
All the planning board could come, to address his memorandum regarding moratorium. How's that? You like that? We'll work on it.
Okay, any
Well,
more
you
discussion?
start and then you
I know,
discuss and then you
because
go
we-
back to the motion.
Of course we
So
do.
you seconded that,
We
Diane?
wanna keep you
Yeah.
on your
That's the way to
toes
do it.
then. I know, but we wanna keep you. All right. Was there, did anybody second?
Yeah, I did. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, okay. Now, Department of Emergency Management, dam, emergency action plans, request for authorization. To work with the council, Ken Finley to develop requests for qualifications to hire an engineering firm, etc. And two requests to, solicit qualifications to hire engineering firms. She's not here, and I really would rather have her here to explain this to us.
This was about the dam, management plans. That was
Well-
it. So not emergency action plan, but it was the dam management
Okay.
program.
Yeah, may I speak to that, please? She knew she was gonna be out of town for this meeting, but as her liaison, she discussed this. And so it's only here to see if you have an opportunity to work with.
It's gonna be included in what Rob's did.
Well, then that's the answer,
So no-
and
no
that's,
issue.
that would be our reply to her at this point, that it's being addressed to
So
another,
that would address it.
to another vehicle.
Yeah.
One and two? One and two?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're already
So under
discussing.
engineering, dam, whatever the study called for would be, tell us your experience with that. If some have it, they qualify, if some don't, they're not.
Just see the notes for 9D. That addresses.
Okay. And then J, a letter to Governor Dan McKee supporting the Blue Ribbon Commission report, equalizing opportunity, creating a fair and transparent funding system for Rhode Island public schools. And do we actually realize that? I couldn't find it.
Yes, you're right,
I
use the
thought
letter.
we did.
The letter.
The letter, right?
Yep. So you had me extra, right?
Yeah.
The letter from last one.
Yeah, okay. I remember it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And do we need a motion to send that? I think we do. Okay, I'll make a motion to send a letter to Governor McKee, supporting the Blue Ribbon Commission's report, equalizing opportunity, creating fair and transparent funding system for Rhode Island public schools. Second?
Second.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution requesting state action to preserve and enhance the scenic roadway Route 102, and Bill had. We have a resolution for that.
Diane, for discussion. Diane, for discussion, can I move that we approve or adopt this resolution?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any more discussion?
Well, it's multi-page, as you say, and he's
Yes.
outlining all of the ways in which the state should help, help us however they can, whatever we need to know, but there's work we need to do, and this begins
There's a
to
lot of work
address
on
it.
this, so.
Begins to address it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
And then L. Resolution in support of House Bill 2026, H 749. It's for the primary election day to be moved to Wednesday instead of Tuesday after Labor Day, so that all the board canvassers get a shot at getting ready for it the day before, because Monday's a holiday. So I will make a motion to support and send the resolution in support of House Bill 2026, H 7049, and Senate Bill 2026, S 2147, adjusting the primary election day to Wednesday after Labor Day.
Second.
Under discussion, I think it's a moot point at this point, only because I heard on the news the other day, both houses have approved it, and it's gone to the governor for his signature, so I think we can state our approval for it, for sure. I think it's going, it's happening.
That's good.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So I have, and then, M is resolution in support of Rhode Island, I'm gonna now read those. They were just raising the amount of towns and cities to award municipal contracts. They were just upping it, more money. And I thought that would probably be easier for us.
One note on this, if you do see this change at the state level, you will need to change the town ordinance because that currently incorporates some old numbers from the former statute. So something to keep in mind as far as the
Yeah,
town.
we will have to do an ordinance change.
Well, I'm gonna
It's
move
just
that we
that so
adopt.
many things cost so much more
Yeah.
money than they used to.
Well, that's right, and I move
Labor
we,
and those things, you have to follow all the labor laws.
I move we adopt this resolution, and then we consider moving forward at some point to amend
Fix the
our
ordinance.
local ordinance. So
Second.
keep the figures down.
All those in favor?
Aye. What? Yeah. I just put one in the statement.
Okay, and then N is resolution in support of municipalities collaborating and reviewing, analyzing, and responding to 2025 affordable housing laws. And that, there's a second draft of that, because the first draft had stuff in it I didn't like. So, I'm going to do draft 2. And that one, I can help me a little bit with that. It strikes a lot of what was in that original resolution. Number 3, basically. strikes all of that in number 4.
That's about the legal, possible
That's
legal
basically
services.
legal stuff. So I will make a motion to pass the resolution in support of municipalities collaborating in reviewing and analyzing and responding to the 2025 affordable housing laws and draft 2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Just a quick point of discussion, we'll go ahead and we'll approve it, we had some recommendations on this, but noticed that the town of Lincoln, because I was thinking it was basically southern, but I think Portsmouth came up with it.
Portsmouth.
Lincoln.
And now I just see that Lincoln.
Hopkinton, Richmond.
Well, they're taking that through that we might. They didn't exit that, they didn't erase that section, but it's all right, Dan.
I have some comments. Yeah, so, the higher density housing increases, demand for municipal, services, while generating proportional tax revenues, while not generating proportional tax revenues. And Exeter's fiscal gap is too large to sustain these large LMI, housing projects. In addition, I want it noted for the record that Exeter is not designed for these large-scale residential growth. We don't have sewers, we don't have a police department, we have limited water resources. We also,
wells.
I'm sorry?
We have wells.
Yeah, we have wells. But what's gonna happen when those wells?
Not public.
Yeah, they're not public, are tapped out, and they cannot meet the demand for all of these homes that are gonna be brought in. Public safety gaps and our road networks are not sustainable to manage all of these new homes. And I think a statewide one-size-fits-all policy, it does not work. It may work for an urban town, it certainly doesn't work for the rural makeup like we have here in Exeter. So we really need to adopt a sustainable approach that's gonna work for all towns, not
every
just
town is different.
urban towns, and force it down or cram it down the throat of a rural town like Exeter. Because we just cannot sustain it, and our fiscal gap is too large. Thanks.
Any more discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
The resolution you wanted me to Exeterize and include an addendum that you all got?
Oh,
Attaching that or?
yes, attach the agenda.
If you end up adopting the version 2, I would strike paragraph 3 from the joint municipal statement as well.
Okay.
The cost for the same thing.
And again, Diane, a question, I do see that it's listed, unless it's a different issue, I see it's listed under executive session. Is this not reference to this same issue?
It is.
That's what I thought. I wonder, Diane, I appreciate where you're coming
Oh, I
from.
put it in there because of the legal text.
There's also numerous communications that reference the same thing. And communication 6, 8,
But they don't strike the language.
And
That's my-
13.
That's my point,
Yeah.
they
didn't strike the
include
legal
the,
part, yeah. And I think they're gonna move ahead, Portsmouth indicates they're gonna move ahead with it anyway, whether they get any legal help from anyone.
If there's a desire to discuss the legal portion of this in executive session before you decide this, if you could defer a vote on this agenda item until after coming out of executive session, that would be an option.
Yeah, if Diane doesn't mind,
Yeah,
if
why don't
Diane
we do
doesn't
that?
mind,
Yeah, I had it in both places in case it
Oh.
was necessary to move it.
I would just recommend withdrawing the motion. So
I will withdraw the motion.
Correct.
Can the second?
Second.
Okay. Okay, and we can move that And O was a resolution opposing House Bill 7305, amendment to access of public records act. I think the state is just having so much fun, just making it more difficult for Lynn and everyone in town hall. They're having so much fun doing this. It seems like they just come up with more stuff. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I noticed someone recently communicated, this is a horrible bill. I wonder if that was Lynn. No, I don't think it was Lynn. But I think she thinks it was a horrible bill, don't you?
I thought it was a horrible.
I know. Enough already.
Enough.
Anyway.
You've got people doing too much of this. So
So-
I will make a motion to oppose House Bill 7305, amendment to access of public records act.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
No, this is the house. Oh, yeah, I had put my legs in there. Oh. Oh, so we are now going to, budget work session, confirmation of dates. Do we come up with dates, Ken?
We have a list of dates. I said it, but what I'm gonna do is take it home, and now I have everybody's date. Starting next week, I'll send you the list tomorrow of the dates that are available, and where they're gonna be located at, and who's gonna be on the agenda.
What's the first date?
Next week.
Did Ray have it?
No, the
No,
two,
that was
this
something
week it
else.
was too late.
Yeah, no, I
To put
Yeah.
those on there.
It was.
We didn't have enough time to
Got
cover
it?
it.
So we have, Monday and Tuesday at the library, or Wednesday, Thursday, and then the following week, and it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the following week, it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, there's a lot of open dates.
You have a first date. I need to know when to post it.
Was it Monday?
Right.
We're
So
doing Monday?
Yeah,
At the library?
at the library, the election's here
Because I have to post that tomorrow, for
tomorrow.
Monday.
Monday, did we want to do Monday, Tuesday?
Today's Monday.
I'm sorry. I have to post it Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Did we?
I was thinking, I think it's, this is
I
May.
think it's
All right, so
Friday.
Monday at the library, the 13th.
Yep. Tuesday, 14th, so I'll just work with
And
the
Tuesday,
department
14th,
heads.
do you want to do it 2 days in a row?
It's up to the council. Do you wanna just get it over with, like with the meetings with the departments? Or every other day, twice a week? Maria, how many meetings do we usually have, like
Twice a week, I thought.
Yeah, twice a week would
six,
probably work.
twice a week? Okay. Tuesday and Thursday, Monday and Thursday?
Me, I'm open.
Monday, Wednesday?
Monday, Wednesday?
Monday, Wednesday works better for me, I have a couple of Thursdays I
So
can't.
we can go Monday, Wednesday the first week,
Where
Monday,
Library's
Wednesday the
open.
second week, and then Monday and Wednesday the third week.
Because you know the library's open, because it's closed on Wednesday, so you'll have it.
All right, so the 15th is where?
The 13th and 14th,
So,
So
I
we'll,
don't have
Monday.
time.
no. So the
The
13th,
20th and,
it's a Monday,
yeah,
At the library.
the 15th,
and the 15th
Where?
is,
I'll have to give it to you, because I've got this whole schedule right here, where what's open. I have yours, and I have the libraries, and I just gotta make sure. But we know that the Monday, the
is the
13th is not gonna be.
library.
Not gonna be
That's-
here.
It's not gonna
That's
be.
library.
Library. And then we go
And then the 20th.
April 20th.
I'll be out of town
Library.
for work.
Oh.
I'll be in DC.
No joke.
Well, pretty much all week, so. It's going all week.
Okay. So we won't put anybody that's on your liaison for
That's
this.
it, nothing on your hit list that night.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
I didn't mean that way. He doesn't have a hit list.
Monday?
I didn't mean it to say that way. I'm sorry, Joe.
Monday the 20th,
That was wrong.
Wednesday the 22nd, Monday the 27th, and Wednesday the 29th. And I'll send you the locations and who wants to be on what day. You work on that? You know, we're talking one night. What day would you like? You get one day, that's it.
The 29th,
Oh, he's got-
furthest one out.
Well, everybody will be here on the 29th, Rob? Good. Need you.
But keep in mind, you know, especially for our newest members, and we may find as we move forward, we may not need every one of those. It depends on how quickly a treasurer can convince us against spending any additional.
Adding more money.
There's very little wiggle room, very little.
I see, I'm trying to speak up for her in advance because I know.
All right, that's good.
I'll have to know which departments are coming, which nights to pay.
Right, so I'll send you the dates tomorrow. Put Maria on it. We know Rob's gonna be on one. And then we just kind of, maybe you can fill in the dates and who needs to be there. Not every department needs to come. It's only those that you wish to come or they request to come.
Q, denial of appeal, possible council action if prohibited activities continue. I don't know.
Sorry, Diane, that's me, and I wish I had worded it differently. I guess my frustration is with what I've already heard. Somebody said to me today, nobody in this room, by the way, said, well, how does the town enforce anything that's, any like violations and stuff that have been cited? And I said, well, you know, I think it's been an issue for a long time, and I think, I just like to think that people who are issuing violations, like our building inspector, zoning inspector, need to know how does it work. And I've been wondering if perhaps prior zoning inspectors realize that it becomes a futile effort sometimes, and I'm wondering if maybe that's why there wasn't a more aggressive concern about noticeable violations. I mean, that was just a thought I had in my head. My question is, and maybe we should phrase this differently for another meeting, what do we say to these inspectors when they, I don't know. I mean, I've got, you've seen violations, we get copies of them all the
Yeah,
time.
because they write the letters.
Yeah, well, they write a letter, and I've got one here from it's Ron DeFrancisco, and it's about issues that he found during the blizzard. Now, I assume those were responded, that he got responses in a positive way, but there are other, there are other times when I'm not sure if he always gets responses. And I'd like to know, what do we do?
I can answer that if you'd like.
I wish you would.
So one, so long, just as far as the agenda item, as long as we are talking in generalities, then
Yeah,
we're fine to have this
that was
conversation.
my
as it is.
intent, and I
Yep.
didn't word it the way I should.
No, I think it's fine for the conversation we're having right now. So the way that this operates is, it depends on what the violation is for, the process can be different. But in general, if a violation notice goes out, the person or entity has a period of time in which to appeal to some body, whether it's the State Building Standards Committee or whether it's the zoning board or something like that, depends on what the violation is. And different rules will apply, but what we would expect to happen is, let's say it's a zoning violation, and somebody takes an appeal to the zoning board, and the appeal is denied by the zoning board and the notice is upheld. During the period where the notice is under appeal before the zoning board, before they render a decision, by state law, there's a stay that's automatically in place. The town's not allowed to do any kind of enforcement. You can't stop somebody from doing something until after it's been affirmed by the zoning board. That's just how it works. Once that's done, that stay goes away. And at that point, it would be incumbent on that person, if they want to seek a stay, to go to the Superior Court and they can ask for one. Now, sometimes the town has chosen not to enforce during the period under which there is an appeal in court, because there's a possibility of there being damages if you shut something down that you shouldn't, and the court comes out against you. So it's not always necessarily, there's some considerations for that. But in general, if there's a violation that's still kicking around, what we would generally expect to have happen is the inspector would come to the council and ask the council to direct me to file a lawsuit to seek a redress of the violation. That's the way that's basically the only thing the town can do, is seek some remedy in court depending on the type of violation.
Well, I think thank you for the answer. I think the answer is, if, say, 3 violation notices go out, and the party to whom the violation was issued simply chooses to ignore it, and we remember the situation in, I think, Jamie's neighborhood, where violations were issued, they weren't addressed, there was a, an incredible mishap. I know we talked about that's a specific issue, but that can, I suspect that's happened here and there around town in the past. And I just wish that we could let the inspectors know that they should come to us if violations are ignored. Right, and I think if the council agrees that's what they should do, I think it's good for all the inspectors to know that they should come and present. That's all, and I appreciate you answering me that way, that's all. I don't want to get in the way of anybody else. So, that's fine, thank you, Ken.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question? Out of curiosity, while you're on the subject, if we had a police force, would it be different than having to go to Superior Court to enforce something, or?
It depends on what the violation's for. For something like zoning, no, it would be the same. If it was a building code or like some other situations, if there's a violation, the police would be willing or able to be at least helpful in some form. But most of the time, really, to get a remedy, you're going to court.
I know you'd have to go to court, but I'm just wondering if there was a police presence, would it have more authority when you're going to a resident to try to stop something from happening?
I don't think that it would in the literal legal sense. I think it would in the practical sense.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
But I appreciate that question, because I've heard through the years, they said, well, I don't have police, so of course you can't enforce anything. And I want to take issue with that, only because you just said, come to the council, and we, that's all.
One caveat to that, though, is if you have something like an ordinance that's not, for example, part of the building inspector's authority and not part of the zoning inspector's authority, that's just sort of living out in the ether, then that's the sort of thing that only the police would really be able to enforce. So noise ordinances are a common one, where there's really, whose job is it to deal with that? There's not really anybody whose job it is for that. So the first step ends up becoming going to court, which is challenging and expensive.
Thank you for your response.
Scott, did you have?
Well, I know it's challenging, because I know the previous zoning inspector went to go serve somebody something, and they wouldn't allow him on the property until I got there. So me showing up in uniform with a cruiser, the guy accepted it from me, but not from Al. And I've also served a lot of cease and desist for Ron. Ron usually has them written up, and I'm the one that's actually delivering them. It has a little more oomph, I guess, when I show up. So.
Well done, Scott.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad he spoke to this, because somebody else, again, no one in this room today, said to me, why can't we, and I think we just to address this, why can't we as a council give him more authority? I know you didn't ask for this. I'm just saying that this is a question, and I know we discussed it, and the answer is we can't, I think by statute, or could we consider, or no, I don't wanna put you on. I know, I don't wanna put you on it, yeah, okay. I'm just saying, these are the things that we ought to address. No, I know it's not on the agenda, so.
Unfinished business.
David actually has a comment.
I just want to say that, you know, I haven't been doing this very long, but I feel that you guys all have my back. I mean,
Good.
I feel comfortable doing my, you know, giving violations out.
That's good. Now you know what you can come if you need to.
Can we have like a 5-minute?
Yeah, I need to go to the train. We're back.
You do that now?
Make it 5. Is that a motion, right?
Second.
Just recess, 2 minutes.
Make it quick, right?
Yeah.
Got the
Ready?
timer on. Put the timer on.
I mean, timing.
Close the door when you go in, right?
Lynn, you have a newspaper? You got a newspaper?
There's magazines in there, right?
Yeah.
His hand out.
Oh, my God. He'd have to call me, or Richard would call me, because he'd call Richard. Then Richard would call me. And he says, these people were irate, they didn't want officer on their property and all that, so I yeah. Paul stay off the property, and I walk off the property. They wouldn't want him on the property at all, period.
So you retired from your Saturday job?
No,
Not yet?
no.
I was talking to Mike last week.
Yeah, it's actually better than it was. They were gonna sell my truck, and now this new company doesn't sell anything.
Well, it makes sense, but I know.
Yeah, it's the oldest one in the fleet.
We're just a new coming in.
We're gonna get slammed. They like the man finished business, which I like business too, but they just so damn
You know how many years I've been doing this? The company that made them went out of business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I take my girlfriend to,
What's going on?
the thing is, put a girl on the side.
Just broke it in.
So I'm looking at something and I turn around and there's a guy.
That second one.
Excuse me, sir. Very polite.
All right, stick around a
That's a nice truck.
Girl saying my father. Go see how much it is?
Every train has gone out.
Oh, it is?
I don't have to, I forgot what folder it's in, but it's in. No, I have it. It's here. It's here. It's all right.
My daughter will look at it
I'm all set.
We're going to unfinished business, signage at Town Clerk's office building, town announcements. We discussed, putting the sign out.
Yep.
That little thing that we can, and just moving that out, like, and,
Yeah, they talked
do we
about,
not do that anymore, anything else, because we limited is what we can do, because we're on the island. But that should be, okay, I don't think that we had anything to discuss about that, did we want to take?
Well, we were discussing whether to put one out on the lawn, and then there was discussion that we're limited, as you said, because it's a scenic highway. So we have to figure out what we can do, what we can't do.
There are, and I just sent it to Lynn, so not that it's the Rocklet Summit High School, get rid of that part, I mean, we it's in there. But these new fangled ones, you pass them on, they let you make it non-glare, change the color of the background, change the color of the fonts, so it's not obtrusive. And they actually make some that are automatic and lights that they recommend you do. So if it's really bright, it switches to a different mode. If it's dark, it switches to a non-glare mode. And so like in that one, it's got the green letters. I've seen them with like a little dark brown lettering with a whiter background. And it looks really like a regular sign. It doesn't look like it's a LED, it's not flashing.
I would say Exeter Town Hall, but
Yeah.
we have to find out something like this is
Right.
acceptable, under the regulations of the scenic.
It has to be sent out, right, so, but you have to get, you wanna get quotes and get the actual piece that you're looking for. Because some of them can get very expensive.
I mean, we have to check whether the scenic highway regulations
Right,
allow
so
something like this.
I would get what you wanted first,
Oh,
and then send it to them.
Okay, I got it.
All right,
Can I
can
add
I,
to?
no, what? Should I speak? It's also been suggested that maybe, given the busyness of here, maybe there's another place where it's a public notice, that maybe there's another spot that could work, like,
The high school?
well,
Or middle school?
yeah, I mean, but that's, okay, that's in West Greenwich,
Yeah.
but how, I mean, there's the new town hall where there's something. Well, excuse me, the annex. But now, a question for me is like a sign like, a sign like that, can it be adjusted remotely? No, I'm just saying that.
I don't know that the.
Well, that's what I.
It is.
Well,
It's
that's
all-
what
it's
I'm
all-
asking.
From that far,
Anywhere in the town would be remote.
so I could do it from here,
You
anywhere
do
now.
from here. But it's also, the idea is that on here, it was people going 50 miles an hour on a road that's really not made for 50.
No, and it's,
And Rob's signs were way too big. 'Cause
Yeah.
You read the first word and you're already past it.
right,
So
right.
these are made for this type of roadway. So the sign doesn't quickly change. It stays like that message for a while and the message can rotate to new messages. But I know you're saying, well, where's a place that people stop periodically or slow down?
Well, I'm thinking of, also, I had this other thought, the intersection of over at Route 2 by where the post office is, a lot of people go up and down your road.
Call it Route 3.
Well, I know they go to Charlestown and every other place, but these people here all go to Connecticut. Anybody noticed lately in the afternoon, it's all
So you're gonna have a
Connecticut
sign
traffic.
that says Exeter
So-
Town Hall announcements over on the other side.
Well, it
of
doesn't have to
town.
be town, no, not town hall, Exeter community. And if one of the announcements is that there's a meeting here on remember that Ted said, people need to know when the council meets. Well, that could be, it's an Exeter community as opposed to a town hall. Other things may be going on, like the fair, the arts fair, or whatever we call it, up there at the library. Why couldn't that be posted? That's all, I'm just thinking of, it is, Rob's sign, I know what it's gonna say, because I know there's voting here, but other people might miss it.
Or there's a red light, like,
Well, there's a.
Well, that's what I mean,
There's a lot of
well,
I agree.
I'm just saying, there are other options beside here, if we consider it a community as opposed to just a town hall.
So we'd have to erect this on town property, I don't think we can just put it on.
No, I understand, I could go on this date,
Yeah, like,
this date, yeah,
we could put it at the garage.
on Route 2 there. I'm just saying, you know, but make it a community, not necessarily just what's happening here, but other things like what do you call it, animal, what's that show they do in September, you know, the animal, the thing, what, you know what I mean? The dog show, no, what do they call it?
Car show?
Car show, thank you, Kirby. Car show.
For community, are we gonna have to like advertise like the truck orders and the Exeter?
No, it's, you decide. You can decide what's on it. Well, or Town of Exeter. Town of Exeter.
Had you talked to anyone at Scenic Highway about this? Because I have spoken to the landscape designer.
I don't want to say something.
I was just going to say that I know Mr. Finley has done some work, and I didn't hear the beginning of what he said, I apologize for that. But there are certain requirements when you have a sign with a speed limit of between 50 and 60 miles an hour, what the height of the letters need to be. They have to be at least 8 inches tall. Think about how many letters you've got to have. So, I mean, there is some realistic, simple things we need to think about. And I think you've got a good point, all of you are talking about it. If you have something at Route 2 and something at Route 3, you may be able to get permission from DOT to place something on their land, or even on some of the private land that Chafee owns. But there are options, we have other options we can look into. As I understood it, it was not the clerk who asked for this, but rather the Board of Canvassers that's asking for it. And if in fact it's the Board of Canvassers that are looking for this particular signage, then they're looking to, and it's great to have people made aware that voting is going to take place, and we all want to support that. But at the same time, how many times a year are they going out there with a sign? And we're going to electrify it? I don't know. It's your money and mine. Have fun.
Well, Maria has something to say about that, but no. No, but I mean, if it's community events, that, I think that's different than, can be voting, but also can be other things that are going on. It's just a thought, that's all.
My thought was, we wanted signage, welcome to town, please
Yeah,
come again.
well, that's how it started.
So we
Yeah,
haven't gotten there with that.
no, we didn't get anywhere because
To put
Ken,
something like this,
yeah,
like,
that we've
you know,
gone
we're
beyond.
here, we can just plop it on our property.
Yeah,
We got a spot on the inn, welcome to Exeter as the price. It was
Yeah.
about $12,000.
Yeah, well, we don't want that,
We don't
no.
want that.
No.
So there was a discussion I had with Rob, we're gonna bring up during maybe the budget hearing that you can buy the machines now.
To
make your
AI
own.
machines,
Yes.
no, not
Yeah.
To what?
No, they are. You can buy the machines now for like 10 to 12,000. I sent you a sample of one.
Is that before or after we spend $10,000 that we open up
Yeah.
the town hall?
Yeah, yeah.
It has nothing to do with really the town hall.
I think the point is maybe the money should be spent on that instead.
But if you go and purchase one sign and someone breaks it, I don't think the insurance company's gonna pay for it.
Yeah, that's, all I know is, I just want to say, that's how it first came up, welcome to Exeter. Because now I go through Hopkins Hill Road once a week, and there's a welcome to Coventry, and it's the nicest sign. But it doesn't get broken, and I think around here,
But we're
well,
putting in the budget. We wanna-
yeah, that's what we
Executive
were
with the budget discussion.
Yeah, it'll be on the.
trying to do, and Rob knew somebody in Connecticut, and, you know, Voluntown.
I know who did Coventry as a guy.
And he does, see?
But we're gonna put this in the budget too.
All right.
But, yeah, find out how much.
Should we just continue?
Debate on this one.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Don't she get it? Let's just continue this, please, is that all right?
Okay, future town hall. Initial planning needs assessment, facility layout, the selection of architect. We did
Right.
Did you take the selection of architect out? Because
No,
we
you
actually-
wanna talk about one first?
Yeah, let's talk about one.
One, all right, so, I went back and I asked for,
Excuse me, people in the back, can you please stop the chatter? I'm trying to hear, I can't hear you, and I'm trying to hear Ken.
So we talk about the initial planning needs assessment, we'll talk about the needs, because the initial planning includes the elections, so I went to Ron, bill inspector about CO, and so I've already had one visit with, the plumber about some outstanding permits that had to be inspected, well before even we purchased the building. So they're starting to get cleared up, and then the fire inspection, I had, an email with the fire marshal, Sue, and then, there was an issue with the library. I don't know if you know about that when the power went out and the power came back on, the box started smoldering, and so it was the box. The radio box.
So the radio box went there, our
Yeah.
split went here, we lost 3 adding machines, and I've been submitted a claim to insurance.
Good. Your box is fine then, right?
Our box was
And
fine,
then the one
but
outside?
we lost a split, one of these things.
Right, so anyways, so when I found out about that, I contacted the Admiral Fire, who also is the company that services, is this here? And the library and the town hall. I don't know if they do your place
Yeah,
route.
they do.
So they do everywhere in town. So they showed up at, and gave the quote to TN, the library, yep, and Scott, Chief Gavitt was there. And, so that was the box that was supposedly $6,000. It was replaced for a final $4,000. Did you get that yet?
No, I
Right.
told TN to purchase it under emergency.
It was under emergency, but it was under $4,000, I believe. So, at the same time, I said, well, all right, well, can we get, maybe we should look at our box. Because she really emphasized that we should get that looked at.
She said it isn't functioning.
She doesn't know that.
Oh.
It is functioning. But, so we looked at it, and come to find out, it's a sole source proprietorship that the dispatch went and purchased the equipment that reaches out to these boxes, but only one company makes the boxes. They reach out to them, so it's sole source, we'll have to go sole source on everything, there's no competitive bidding. We weren't told that right off the bat, so I'm sitting there, I had one person on there last Saturday giving us a quote, and then come to find out later on in the day, that company, we only have one choice. So, on Tuesday, when Tian's box was put in the library, not Tian, the library box put in, they also went over to the 742 building, and they looked at the box, and also the panel, and they're working on the quote right now and the specs to see if the panel actually can handle the box, and if the box can handle the panel. But it's one company only, so we don't have to worry about that. We're engaged with them. And, but it's not, from my understanding of what I read, it's not gonna hold up the, because it works, it won't hold up the CO. And we won't be able to do anything anyways until we figure out what kind of construction is gonna go on in that building. So if the fire alarm needs a separate circuit or another area to pull from this far on it now, it may be 5, who knows, maybe not. But why invest money in something we don't know about? That's not right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly.
You're on the emails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe's on the email. So, and there was a list of things that fire marshal came up with. Check them off, there were a lot of assumptions made that weren't, that will be responded to. And so we can handle all of the, I think, fire code issues pretty good. The place has been inspected, just as all the other buildings have been inspected.
So Sue
The only-
is, Hawksley is inspected.
Well, one thing was, the one thing that I don't understand was, that there's a little key box, and the key that fits the front door doesn't, it's not inside that box, so it has nothing to do with us at all. We don't have access to the key box, the fire department does.
Oh, I was
So,
gonna say the fire department, we had one at church, the fire.
so we're gonna, I'm gonna get another key made for them, and then have an alarm code from James that I already made up for the fire department, to put inside a little fire key box thing. So Sue doesn't have to smash the windows out in the door. So, but that's going well.
And,
Can we get someone to go over there and hire someone to clean that whole thing and get rid of all the stuff we don't need in there?
Yeah, it's what, this one, I'm down to, I've been cleaning it periodically and taking stuff that was down. It's like, there's like one little area with some boxes in it, like flat boxes, UPS or whatever. And then that's it, I just need to go vacuuming. But
and there's, in addition to the facility layout and design, we'll need to determine what services are gonna move over there, like stay here.
Yeah, and that's gonna come with the second piece is selecting of the architect. Once he is engaged, or they're engaged, then we'll go back and then we can really talk about the needs assessment, study layout design, and then we'll engage with the council. And, so, the final version, unless there's some crazy thing, came back today in the afternoon. So it was not, it wasn't appropriate, you know, to put it on canvas, say review this, and then, but, well, it seems like all the changes were made that Ken did a great job of going through. Like, it was a huge document, it's now a smaller, huge document, right? But it really reflects a good, solid contract that you can understand.
Good.
And so we're gonna put that on one of the work session agendas, once Ken will distribute it to the council, and they have a chance to read it, and then we'll put it on work session. But
Should we
have
do
meetings,
a budget
a
session?
budget meeting, not a work session, budget meeting agenda.
So it'll be a special meeting for that.
Hmm?
That'll be a special
On the
meeting,
budget.
so they can make a vote on that.
Yeah, so are you doing
We have
budget
the
work
money already.
sessions?
Do a special, and then with budget work
Yes.
session,
There is some
budget
money.
discussion, and then any other things if we need to add them.
And then add the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the meetings.
Yeah.
So,
Instead of 2 meetings,
one, so,
at that.
oh, it should be next week.
The next week's budget thing we should look at, is that what you mean?
Yeah, so give you a few days, email it to you, give you a few days to review it, and then attach it to one of the budget meeting agendas.
Will we be able in August to have it ready for, the primary
For elections, yeah.
So within 20 days out?
All right, and then the other thing was I sent an email to the board of canvassers requesting information on what they need to hold an election there, and I have not received anything at all, really, all for a desk and a chair maybe, so I need to.
I thought we didn't get anything from them about that way back.
I know they're gonna need computer, phone,
Yeah.
and
We need it, but I need it from them,
I
and
know.
not just,
I'm just saying,
Right.
they need
they need things, and
Wi-Fi.
they need to say, I'm not setting up an elections, I know nothing of it. Lynn shouldn't be doing it, but
No.
they should be doing it, and they're not responding to what needs to be done.
And I just wanna say that the state is getting things ready now for
Right.
election. We can't wait till August.
No, right.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
may I ask a question? If you guys are all going to be deciding about how that building is used, have you asked the women that work in this building how they think it should be used?
Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we've already voted on it. Excuse me. We addressed this, like, what, a year ago? Is that changing? Can I ask a question? We decided already who was going, but now it sounds like we may change that. Is that right? From the decision we already made, BOC, planning, Dory Boardman, We already made that.
Yeah.
The only discussion we had was prioritize the Board of Canvassers, the
Board-
vote, this
We're
is the vote.
prioritizing them right now,
But there's
because
only
we want
8.
the election.
There's only 8.
Well, that's now, yes, but I mean ultimately, which departments
Yeah,
are
right.
staying and which departments are leaving? And am I the only one that
There was a
remembers
vote
that
when Olivia
motion?
There was a vote when Olivia was here for social services, zoning, planning, and
EMA?
And
social
EMA,
services,
Dory,
zoning,
an office for
Board of
Dory,
canvassers.
and board of canvassers.
an office for Dory. We voted on that.
No,
That
not
was
Dory.
voted a long
Yeah.
time. No,
Dory
Dory was,
wasn't included in.
wasn't included in the vote, but she was included in the discussion.
I thought there was only 2 Board of
But the vote was
Canvassers,
just
and
No,
planned.
and planner,
I can
no,
find the
planner,
vote.
that's always been the discussion.
planning department.
Please pull the minutes so we can,
Is that
see,
both?
yeah, see the vote, what it entailed.
Prioritize.
I think the applicant's gonna come back and give you 3 proposals on what office space, talk to the council, what do you want, and then you'll see the proposals, pick one, and then they'll go forward with that one.
Anything else on that, or?
The Board of Canvassers need to just get back to me about
Yeah.
getting that place set up.
May I
Try to
suggest,
take them up.
could I suggest that we direct Lynn to send a memo from the council to the board indicating that we need the specificity of what they need in that building within, I don't know, 2 weeks,
No, sooner than that.
1 week?
They meet.
Well, sometime, but
First Tuesday anyway.
my point is, can we just put it in writing from us to them? And if you think, well, we could, I thought we already saw a list, but if we didn't, then at least 2,
I don't know. If they wanna hold an election in another
I
place,
don't know if I'm sending them
Yeah.
out, what do you want me to give them?
Close of business Wednesday, next week. If they meet next Tuesday, close of business
They meet
Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
They meet
This
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
close of business Thursday, the 9th. They meet this Wednesday, the
that's
8th.
fine, that comes from the businessman over here to my left.
By close of business, the 9th,
Correct.
okay?
I'm all for memos, I'm all for putting it in writing.
I did, as you see.
Oh, I know you
Oh,
have,
you're not
I
gonna-
know, but, well, now it's coming from your bosses.
That's it.
Because I know they need a locked area for the election votes, election machines and all that stuff, everything has to be locked down every day.
And then what we're gonna lock it up.
And we have to have it.
What,
And there is a remote.
what are we
There's
doing,
room
what are
over
we
there.
saying now? I
Well,
mean,
the
if they're the
election,
only,
the voting machines have to be locked up
Yeah.
every night.
yeah,
Have
but
to
if,
be under lock.
but if they're the only people in the building prior to the next election, then can't they just lock the building?
No, they have to be.
There is a room
According to
that
the
has to be locked
laws, they
It's
have to be
it's locked
locked.
out. You have to lock them up at night, they have to be in a locked area.
No, I understand, where are they locked here?
Carrie's office.
Oh, in an office with a lock, okay, I thought
We
we could
wanna
say-
lock them in there, but we can't.
No,
step
no,
them.
no, I understand, it's all right, it's
Every
been
night.
months and months we've been trying to get this done, that's all. I just,
Every night of the 20 days, they're locked in, they come out in the morning, they go back at night.
yeah, all right, well, let's try to accommodate them up there if we can.
So, C, new road and 10-yard road intersection, traffic safety, did you get any response yet? Rob?
Yes, I actually did speak to him, and he's catching up with a couple of projects he had started, but the winter weather stopped him. He's dealing with a little bit of rain. He promises to have a date for me within a week or two to get it done. So,
So you ordered the mirror,
it's already
It's
installed.
already done.
it's already installed already outside the transfer station?
Yep.
Oh, all right, very good. And oh,
No, the only thing that I know, but you probably know this too, is that fair, whatever that is in May,
Oh,
May second,
Craft
that's the
May.
date.
Yeah, May second.
Right, there's gonna be people there, or a person or
I think
several.
there's gonna have
And she said that they were gonna start a second, scavenger hunt from there, right?
Oh, I'm not sure.
yeah.
She said,
That's what she
okay.
said last month.
Good. I think they're sharing, last I heard was they're sharing space with the wild and scenic river Pawcatuck thing. You know what I'm talking about? It's wild and scenic.
I think they were going.
Well, that's what I was told by our representative. She told me last week that they were sharing a table with the 250th, that's all.
Oh, that's good. Okay, communications. Let's see which one. Cal, you had three.
This was just as a point of information here, number 3 resolution is relating to taxable, collection of taxes generally. And here it says, there's enacted special legislation creates an automatic tax lien on a mobile or manufactured home only in Gloucester, Coventry, or Boroughville upon the date of assessment of the taxes. And the only reason I bring it up is because I think it's an issue here in Exeter. Maybe, Maria, you could correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's definitely hard to collect tax. There's really no recourse for us if they don't pay.
I just read that and I thought it was interesting that the 3 towns have special access to the lien process, but we don't. And I just wondered if we should consider it, that's all.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh.
Sounds like a good.
Lien.
Well, Maria thinks it's a great idea, so that's why I brought it up. Should we place the item on next month's agenda? To see if we can
The
address it?
resolution, that resolution.
Yeah, that particular resolution. It's number 3.
Howard, you can't go.
Neil, if you'd like to call on your husband, that's okay. Diane, don't shake it. Look, Diane, stop. Jeez, can't you give the poor man I want to know what he wants to say. No, never mind, okay, it's up to you. Sorry, Howard, but she's the boss.
Diane, you have number 8.
I have number 8. That was the Rhode Island Housing Resources Act. And that was about affordable housing and trailers. So, and the town of Smithfield had, it was to ensure that any manufactured home in the town of Smithfield shall be included as affordable housing and credited as 1/2 of affordable housing units for the purpose of your requirements to reach 10% basically. So I thought it was something good, because we have two, so if we can exit.
Exeter
For the next meeting.
That was number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Cal, you have 3.
I did.
10.
No,
10.
10.
We have 3, number 3, number 10.
But right, we just did 3. So now I'm gonna go to 10. And 10, if you notice, and it just came to my attention because I'm a man and I've had health issues, not that no other men do, but if you see here, let me just read the first paragraph. June includes Men's Health Month and Men's Health Week, with Men's Health Week recognized by Congress and observed annually through Father's Day, June. Now, I didn't know about this, but it says, in response to these awareness periods. The Men's Health Network respectfully urges you to issue a proclamation naming June as Men's Health Month, and encourage year-round attention to the health and well-being of boys and men in your community. And the only reason I say that is because I like to propose that we put it on the agenda as June Men's Health Month.
Okay.
And if there's a second, I'll tell you that I would love to talk to any
I don't
man.
think we need to put a second, a motion.
You
We
don't
can just-
want to put it on?
Oh, yeah, we don't need a motion, we can just put it on.
Put it on the main.
Oh,
Just
put
put
them
it on
in, if
the
you,
main.
well,
Am I accidentally
yes.
doing that one too? Yeah?
Well, yes, I think there's something here, I think they give a, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a sample resolution. And I'll just say that I'd be happy to talk to any man about my own health issues and my surviving cancer of 26 years. And that's why I say to all men I know, keep yourself checked.
If you check.
Get an early detection like I did. I know.
13,
Oh, no, wait.
13.
Yes, I'm an old person, I can't make that fast. 13,
Number 1.
okay, well, I'm sorry, 13-1, here it is.
1 and 2.
Yeah, well, here are the resolutions from the town of Lincoln, and we mentioned them already. There are 2. Number 1, resolution would ask the General Assembly to reinstate required findings for denial in low and income housing regarding that act. And as we know, reasons for denial have been minimized. And this suggests that they be reinstated. It's not the only town that's done that, but if you look at the whereas, about 6 whereases down. And number 3 has also to do with affordable housing laws. And I just thought that they should come to your attention. I'm not sure we should do anything about it, but other towns, and I think we might discuss an are we discussing an exec session? Did we decide we were?
Oh, yeah, yep.
We are, aren't we? We're fine.
No action?
No, but possible reference in exec session, if possible.
Well, we're not
that's
gonna be discussing those in executive session.
No,
We're
but
discussing
what's the
something
second
else.
one? Isn't that about municipal? Where did I see municipal action being taken?
Right, that'll be about the
Other
resolution
one.
that was dealt with before. So if
Other
you wanna refer to, I don't think you even need to do that during the meeting, though, so you can do that afterwards as well. You can put anything on the agenda you
That's
want.
all an executive session.
So no action on that, it's not going on the agenda. Right? No
Yeah.
action, it's not going on the agenda.
No, that's fine.
How about 18? You had 18.
Well, I just had it in front of me, and now, but the 30, 18, here it is. Through the month, as we all know, we get these legislative updates or assembly updates from the League of Cities and Towns. And I saw that there was some response to some of this, but we get these, and I just want to be sure that everybody knows we get them regularly, so that's all. We just, maybe we should pay a little attention to them. That's all.
Okay, then we're gonna go into executive session, so we'll have a 5-minute recess while we clean up around here. And so I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
First, I'll make a motion to recess.
Well, hold on, before we recess and everybody leaves, make a motion to go into executive session for the.
Oh.
Maybe we can recess and then just come back and do the motion, so that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
So Diane made a motion to go to recess, second.
Chad, so you can see what.
Yeah, then we go.
That's what we've been doing.
All right, come again.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be back next month.
I said you should come in. What did I say?
Rowan.
That's not the point, right? What happens in between?
We're going into executive session, so you have to go into